Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this online course on variations in polymerase chain reaction. The polymerase chain reaction is an in vitro method of DNA synthesis using Taq DNA polymerase, and using polymerase chain reaction we can amplify the copies of DNA. The polymerase chain reaction is a routine word used in the genetic laboratory because it is basic requirement for genetic and molecular laboratory. Replication is a process of DNA synthesis. However, we cannot mimic the replication in the laboratory because several proteins and different conditions are required to synthesize a DNA molecule. But with the discovery of Taq DNA polymerase and with the invention of PCR, now we can mimic this replication technique in the laboratory. A thermostable Taq DNA polymerase isolated from hot water bacteria can synthesize the DNA at higher temperature. It also require the other ingredients such as DNTPs and the template DNA strand. The polymerase chain reaction is one of the emerging scientific technique in recent days, and it has infinite opportunities in the research as well as diagnostic. We can see the example of RT-PCR technique, which is being used for the diagnosis of COVID-19. Different variations in the native PCR helps in the development of different techniques for different applications. So in this particular course, we will discuss about the different variations of PCR such as hot start PCR, multiplex PCR, nested PCR, RT-PCR, broad range PCR, arbitrarily primed PCR, and real-time PCR. The credit of PCR technique largely goes to the Carey Mullis, who in 1983 described the in vitro gene amplification and called it as the polymerase chain reaction. For this discovery, he was also awarded with the Nobel Prize. However, we should not forget the contribution of Thomas D. Brooke, who isolated the bacterium Thermus aquaticus from hot water spring, and the contribution of Chien et al., who isolated the DNA polymerase enzyme from this Thermus aquaticus. After the isolation of the thermostable Taq DNA polymerase, the idea of temperature dependent amplification came in picture. The PCR is a temperature dependent process of DNA amplification. It is a temperature dependent process of DNA amplification, and the machine that is used for the polymerase chain reaction technique is called as thermocycler. So basically the technique is temperature dependent. It has certain steps such as denaturation, annealing, and extension, and these steps are governed by the temperature in a continuous cycle in each step, and therefore this machine is called as thermocycler because it changes the temperature in cyclic manner. The enzyme Taq DNA polymerase is used in this technique, and it generates a chain of reaction for multiple copies of DNA. Also, it is a cyclic biochemical reaction. Each step is followed by another step. Hence, the word polymerase chain reaction is derived from the nature of this technique. PCR is a common genetic technique used to obtain multiple copies of target DNA fragment using Taq DNA polymerase in a temperature dependent reaction. It can be defined in several ways. Theoretically, we can define PCR as a technique in which DNTPs, primers, Taq DNA polymerase, and template DNA, the DNA can be synthesized artificially. Or we can define PCR as a polymerase chain reaction in which the cyclic temperature dependent reaction used to amplify gene of interest. In short, we can define PCR as an in vitro technique of DNA amplification. PCR requires certain chemicals such as DNTPs, it requires distilled water, PCR reaction buffer, enzyme tagged DNA polymerase, primers, and template DNA. It requires an instrument known as thermocycler, spinner, and agarose gel electrophoresis units. The other requirements for PCR are PCR tubes, stands, pipettes, and the tips. What is the principle of PCR? The principle of PCR is based on temperature variation, that is heating and cooling. Thermocycling divided the entire reaction into three steps. The first step is denaturation, in which the template double-stranded DNA becomes single-stranded and provides a template to facilitate the amplification. The second step is annealing, in which the primer binds to the single-stranded DNA complementary strand, and the third step is the extension, where the tagged DNA polymerase uses 3' end of the primer and starts DNA synthesis by adding nucleotides to the growing DNA strand. These steps are simultaneously repeated for 25 to 40 times, in which after each cycle of amplification the DNA template is doubled. This is also called as copying DNA using the PCR. The first PCR machine was a series of three different water baths with three different temperatures. The traditional machine did not have a digital display or the temperature controller. In those days, scientists have to transfer PCR tubes in each water bath manually for at least 35 times. Each water bath had a thermometer for monitoring temperature. Kary Mullis had achieved PCR amplification through this process. The entire PCR is basically governed by the temperature. Different temperature zones facilitate different reactions. Denaturation, annealing, and extension are three PCR steps. The first step is denaturation. The denaturation is the process in which double-stranded DNA becomes single-stranded. At 94 degrees Celsius temperature, the double-stranded DNA gets denatured. The process of denaturation is followed by the initial denaturation of 5 to 7 minutes. The second step is annealing. After denaturation, the primer binds to the single-stranded DNA at its exact annealing temperature. Each primer has its own annealing temperature. At that particular temperature, the primer binds to its complementary sequence on template DNA strand. Generally, annealing temperature is ranging from 55 to 65 degrees Celsius. Annealing temperature lower than that leads to non-specific binding, while higher temperature leads to failure in amplification. The temperature for annealing step is between 55 to 65 degrees Celsius for 45 seconds. If the annealing step is performed for more than 45 seconds, the DNA cause non-specific binding and primer dimers. The third step is extension. After binding to the primer, it's time to expand the DNA strand. Here, in extension step, the tagged DNA polymerase comes in action and adds DNTPs to the growing DNA strand. The temperature for the extension is 72 degrees Celsius for 45 seconds. After the completion of all the cycles of denaturation, annealing, extension, one more time the final extension is performed by the PCR for 7 minutes. Major reagents used in PCR reaction are template DNA, PCR primer, DNTPs, tagged DNA polymerase, and PCR buffer. The composition and quantity of each reagent are very important. A single microliter variation in any of the reagent leads to reaction failure. Let us discuss about the template DNA. The template for PCR must be DNA only. Plasmid DNA, bacterial DNA, complementary DNA, or genomic DNA can be utilized as a template. The template DNA is highly purified, which has purity of around 1.80 and quantity of up to 200 nanogram. The good quality of extracted DNA can boost the resulting efficiency of the PCR. The ideal concentration of genomic DNA for PCR reaction is 30 nanogram with 260 by 280 absorbance ratio of 1.80. Then the second important reagent is PCR primer. Generally, the primer used in replication process is RNA primer, but in PCR, DNA primers are used instead of RNA primers because the tagged DNA polymerase lacks the proofreading activity, so it cannot remove the RNA primer from the DNA. The PCR primers are synthetic oligonucleotides of single-stranded DNA ranging from 18 to 22 bases long. Short DNA sequences which anneal at the single-stranded template DNA at its exact complementary position. For increasing the efficiency of primer, we should follow proper guidelines such as the length of primer, the GC content of the primer, annealing temperature of the primer, etc. Generally, 10 picomoles of each primer is sufficient for a PCR reaction. The third important component is DNTPs. Deoxyribonucleotide triphosphates are artificially synthesized nucleotides which bind to the growing DNA strand. With the help of tagged DNA polymerase, the DATP, DGTP, DCTP and DTTP binds at its complementary nucleotides on the growing DNA strand. 1 millimole to 2 millimole of each DNTPs are sufficient for 25 microliter of PCR reaction. The fourth and most important component of PCR is tagged DNA polymerase. The PCR technique is entirely based on tagged DNA polymerase. Amplification of DNA is possible due to the unique property of tagged DNA polymerase, that is thermostability. The tagged DNA polymerase remains stable even at high temperatures. The tagged DNA polymerase binds at the single-stranded DNA primer junction and utilize it as substrate for enzymatic reaction. The extension step In the extension step, this helps in the binding of DNTPs at growing DNA strand. 1 unit of tagged DNA polymerase is sufficient for 25 microliter PCR reaction. And the last and important component is PCR buffer. PCR buffer is yet another important ingredient in PCR reaction. It contains all the enhancers which helps in proper amplification. Also, the PCR buffer maintains the constant pH of the reaction nearly 7.9 to 8.5 by maintaining the constant chemical environment for PCR reaction. The pH of the buffer is controlled by the addition of trees. So it contains different ingredients such as MgCl2, DMSO, KCl, albumin, betaine, BSA, glycerol, ammonium sulfate and formaldehyde. The modern PCR machine is called as thermocycler. This machine is simply a heating block which provides the constant temperature and even rapidly changes between two temperature states. The machine has a lower block of metal having deep wells for putting PCR tubes. Also, the temperature of the inner environment is maintained by the heating block present on the upper side of the lid. Further, the machine contains the display power on off switch and cooling assembly. The machine has the ability to heat and cool the PCR tubes in short period of time. The PCR has numerous applications in biological research as well as diagnostics. Diagnosis of inherited diseases. For this, the PCR is most routinely used in the diagnosis of some inherited diseases such as sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, MTHFR gene mutation, etc. This technique is appropriate for single gene disorder. The result is 99% accurate as compared to other methods. In microbial identification, the microbial culture technique is traditional and time consuming. Also, the chance of infection is high. In modern days, PCR is used in identification of microbes. The bacteria have unique DNA sequences which are targeted for identification of particular bacteria, and it gives results within 3 to 4 hours. In addition to this, PCR is also applicable for diagnosis of viral infections such as HIV or HPV. This method gives the results within hour. PCR is also used in identification of genetic carriers. DNA fingerprinting and genetic imprinting also finds the use of PCR. The suspect individual or parental verification is possible because of PCR. The PCR is one of the best technique for marker assistant selection such as RFLP, AFP, RAPD, STS, VNTR and STR. PCR is applicable in the parental diagnosis of inherited diseases, cancer, retroviral infections and other infections can also be detected by using PCR. Besides this, PCR is applicable in sex determination and sex identification. Apart from mutation detection, PCR is useful in gene expression studies as well. The expression of a particular gene can be measured using RT-PCR. It is also applicable in gene cloning. Messenger RNA studies are also possible due to reverse transcriptase PCR. PCR amplification is one of the important steps in DNA sequencing and microarray. The PCR is also useful in the validation of personalized medicine. The PCR is used in gene editing, gene manipulation, genetic engineering, RNAi research, DNA and RNA quantification, complementary DNA and genomic DNA library preparation, developing new assays. The limitations of PCR includes identification of new mutation is not possible with the help of PCR. For that, we have to go for DNA sequencing. Also, mutagenic disorders cannot be detected using PCR. We cannot identify structural and numerical chromosomal anomalies through PCR. With this, we conclude here our discussion about the basics of PCR. In the next section, we will discuss about the variations in PCR. And in that series, the first variation that we are going to discuss is hot start PCR. Thank you very much.